ancient days, India has always understood the nature of energy.
Yes.
India has always worked with organic, healthy harmony. And it was the whole idea. Modi was going to say, "I'm going to make India organic," and I said, "Yay!" It's slow, it's not working so fast. And but I am connected with a company in India that I just love. This company is called Organic India.
Yes, sir.
They make the tulsi tea and many other products. And I work with them because their consciousness is very high. And this is what we need in today's world. Is what we need to do is really start thinking at a higher level than the world is thinking. And I say, quantum physics is the most valid of all the sciences. It's the one that has the most understanding of all the sciences. And quantum physics was founded in India. And that's why many of the famous people in quantum physics are from India, because it's a consciousness that was in India before it was anywhere else. And quantum physics is the most important science because it's the science of invisible energy, the science of the word they use in English is field, F-I-E-L-D, the field. And I say, what is field? And the definition is invisible moving forces that influence the physical world. And I go, wow, that's the definition of field. And I say, what's the definition of spirit? Invisible moving forces that influence the physical world. Quantum physics is a science revealing the nature of spirituality. And until people understand they're really spiritual, not like a religious belief, like, oh, I believe. I say, no, you have to know you are spirit.
Yes.
And when you know you are spirit, you change the way you live on this planet. And this is why the world has to wake up, not talk about spirit, be the spirit. That's the difference. And this is why I enjoyed going to India, especially to Rishikesh.
Yes.
And Puja Swamiji at the Parmarth Niketan. He woke me up. I went to the first time I was in Rishikesh, and I had an audience with Swamiji and the Organic India people. And he said the first words, and I said, that's why I'm here. The first words Swamiji said is, for years we talk about spirit being up there. He said, not till we bring the spirit back down here on earth will it work. And he's right. And I followed him ever since. And I am honored to be a person I can call him and talk with him, because he's such a beautiful human being with a body, a heart, and a mind and a spirit. And that to me is what India is all about. And it is, I'm so sorry to say that we're not as up to date in the United States as India was thousands of years ago. and so I am honored to be here with you. I'm honored to be here with you because you are practitioners who are bringing the spirit, the energy back into the biology, into the medicine.
Yeah.
And the pharmaceutical companies, I want them to disappear. I want you to come up. I want pharmaceutical companies to go down, because we need to help this planet right now. Nature is giving us a warning signs saying, you're not living in harmony, and you are creating your own extinction. We're destroying nature and not recognizing, like Native Americans a long time ago, 10,000 years ago, Native Americans said, this is a garden and we are gardeners. We're to take care of this place. Well, that vision is gone because now we're destroying the garden. And and Mother Nature is telling us you're going extinct until you learn to live in harmony. And this is why it's so important that the consciousness of India, the consciousness of Ayurvedic medicine, the consciousness of the whole history has to come into today's world. Otherwise, there's no harmony. And when there's no harmony, there's disease. Everyone thinks, oh, disease is caused by genes. Listen, less than 1% of disease is genes. 90+% of disease is not living in harmony. And we want to keep giving drugs. I say, no, you have to give mental. It's consciousness you want to fix, not the body. You fix consciousness, the body will fix itself. So you can see I'm a happy person. I'm living my life with Indian philosophy and Western philosophy, put them back together. And this is what we're looking for, harmony on the planet. So yes, thank you very much for letting me talk.
Thank you, Dr. Bruce Lipton. And yes, Rishikesh is also my favorite place. And Parmarth's Aarti is such a spiritual experience with Swamiji. And you rightly said that we are playing with the nature and we are the gardeners, but we are not playing our role properly. And Amin for your vision that pharmaceutical companies should go down and the spirituality, alternative medicines, and holistic health should come up.
Absolutely. It's the only way. And it's so important because the rest of the countries have to work hard to get this. India just has to go back into the culture and say, we knew this 1,000 years ago, but we need to make it today. And that's why I said, why I was so happy to meet Swamiji, because he was saying, we're not going to worry about spirit up there. We have to worry about the spirit down here. And I said, exactly what it's all about. And so I'm very happy because the science that I worked on stem cells, 1967, a long time ago, showed that when I grow the cells in the tissue culture, that the environment in the tissue culture, what we call culture medium, the culture medium controls the genetics. I say environment controls genes. People say genes turn on, genes turn off. I say, that's a joke. Genes are blueprints, just like a blueprint for a house. I say, go to the architect's office. There's a blueprint. I say, is that blueprint on or is that blueprint off? And they look at you and go, there is no on and off to a blueprint. I go, exactly. A gene is a blueprint. It cannot turn on. It cannot turn off. It can be read. You read the blueprint. I said, well, who reads the blueprint called genes? The mind. And the mind can change the blueprints. And this is the new science, epigenetics. Epi means above. I say, what do we call the skin? I say, epidermis. I said, what does that mean? Well, below the skin is dermis. Then the skin is above the dermis. So it's called epi. Epi means above. So epigenetic control means control epi above the genes. Control above the genes, not the genes. Above, I say, that's this part right here. So I know that your work is very involved with the consciousness of the patient, the environment of the patient. And this is how you don't mess with this. Leave everything below here. Leave it alone. Fix everything up here. That's where the fixing goes. And so to me, I want to say how much I appreciate your work as holistic doctors, because this is how you get to the issue, not through pharmaceutical drugs. No, pharmaceutical drugs, I don't touch the pharmaceutical drugs. No, poison. I want people to make their own pharmaceutical drugs because the brain is a chemist. The brain takes the picture of the mind. whatever picture you have, a picture of love, a picture of fear, a picture of anger. I say, what does the brain do? It takes the picture and turns it into chemistry. So there's a chemistry of love. There's a chemistry of anger. There's a chemistry of sadness. I say, so whatever picture people hold in their mind, if they're in love, they get healthy. If they're in anger or fear, they get sick. I say, was it down here, down in the body? I say, no, here. And I don't have to tell you because you are already practicing this. And that's why I'm so honored to be here, because we need healers to fix it, not chemists. We need healers. And it's so important that you recognize that when you are healing people, you are energy. Everything is energy. And energies go like this. Physical things, they go like this, but energy goes like this. And so when you are having energy as a healer and you touch a patient, you are giving them energy. And they come to you because you are the giver of energy, and energy is life. Simple point. Energy is life. No energy, no life. So, and it's in the doctor, the healer is the one with the picture of healing. In their head, they have picture of healing. And so when they touch the patient, the energy of healing is going through the hands. And that is called, in ancient time, they say, hands-on healing. Hands-on healing means hands make healing. In the US, we have science chiropractic. And they say, what's that? Oh, they do adjustment. They push on the bone. I go, no. They put their hands on the people with intention. Intention is to heal. And if you touch someone with intention, you can give them the energy to heal. So chiropractic, originally, spiritual healing. But they changed the name because people didn't want to hear spiritual. It sounds like new age. So they say, no, not spiritual, it's mechanical. We're pushing on the bone. I go, it's your hands, chiropractor. Chiropractor is your hands that are putting the energy in for healing, not the adjustment. It's you touching the patient. So this is my history of the science, from teaching in medical school about genes and then saying completely wrong. Whole story is wrong. Epigenetics, new science. But you know this because your whole career, everything you are doing in holistic health is epigenetics. You're not changing the gene, you're changing environment, you're changing consciousness. And so I want to honor you for recognizing, don't put chemicals in here. Leave this alone. This is sacred. This is this is spiritual under here. Don't touch it. Only adjust this.
Beautiful said, Dr. Bruce. That
Bruce, just Bruce, not even Dr. Bruce. I'm a happy boy, Bruce. Okay.
Right. Happy boy, Bruce. I just want to ask one more question. That you are working from last 50 years and you have seen the transition from genes to the epigenetics.
Yes.
So when you start talking about, why we are curious about this, when you start talking about epigenetics, genes are nothing, they are just blueprint. What was the reaction of your colleagues and the scientists? I just want to listen to them.
They said I was crazy. And I would talk and they would just leave. They didn't even want to hear what I was saying. But that was 1967, 1970. Now, 1990, oh, new science, epigenetics. I say, same science I talk about 1967. It's the science of genes do not control your life. Consciousness controls the genes. You want to change the body? Don't touch a body. Touch the consciousness.
So amazing, Dr. Bruce Lipton. Sorry, Dr. Bruce. We are in India. We call our seniors doctor, so it's our just habits right now, Bruce.
I know it's a habit, but the idea is sometimes you say doctor and a doctor far away from the people, and I say, no, I'm the people Well, here I'm talking to you as the people now, okay? Because sometimes doctors go up here and I go, no, we're just people.
Yes,
We're people,
we are
and we
healers, we are people.
and you know, conventional medicine in United States, conventional with the pharmaceuticals and all that, is the third leading cause of death. And this was published in Journal of American Medical Association and British Medical Journal. Both studied and said in United States, medicine, number 3 cause of death. First one, cardiovascular disease. Second one, cancer. Third one, medicine is the cause of disease. And that's because they don't understand energy. They don't understand consciousness. They think it's just machine run by genes. I go back to India and study and then come back home and tell me. Because when you go to India, you're going to get a better true story from quantum physics up.
Yes, a lot of research is going on the quantum physics also, Bruce. So coming with this, there is one more question that you are talking a lot about the placebo and nocebo effects and how the things can be transformed. And one question is this, that second question is this, that in the medical schools, we are not taught about the consciousness, mind, healing, other modalities. So what do you see in the future, that what changes are needed in that education, and what kind of role placebo and nocebo and the doctors as a healer can play?
Yes. Well, we were talking about the fact that the consciousness, the brain, is controlling the biology. And I say, well, there's positive thinking. And people go, oh, that doesn't work. I go, yes, it does. As you said, placebo. I say, what is placebo? I have disease. The doctor says, this is the newest pill. This is the best pill. I take the pill. I get better. But the pill was sugar pill. So I say, then the sugar pill didn't heal me. What healed me? I say, the thought, the thinking that this is the pill, my belief this is going to heal me, healed me. I say, the pill did not heal you. The belief healed you. That's positive thinking. And then some people say, oh, placebo, positive thinking. I go, but you don't talk about negative thinking. Negative thinking, the word nocebo, is equal power to positive thinking, but it works in opposite direction. Positive thinking can heal me of any disease. Negative thinking can cause any disease. You can die just because you believe you're going to die. You don't even have a reason. Just because you believe, the doctor tells the patient you have 2 months to live, and in 2 months the patient dies. I go, what a coincidence. I go, no, the doctor put the belief in, and the patient dies in 2 months. Why? Because of belief. Like positive belief can heal you, negative belief can kill you. And people never talk about negative belief. I say that's where the problem comes from. It doesn't come from positive belief. The illness, disease, and all that is from negative behavior, negative, not living in harmony, not living in harmony with the other people in your family, not living in harmony with your community, not living in harmony with nature. And this is where humans are falling off the cliff, because we don't know who we are. And I say, go back 10,000 years and recognize people then, they knew this is a garden. And if you don't take care of the garden, you can't be here. And we are destroying the garden. And that's why we are going extinct right now, which means we have to change the belief, because the belief of the people are killing nature. I say, so how do you change that? I said, well, you asked 2 things that will change belief that will help us. Number 1 is when people don't talk about spirit, they know about spirit. That's the difference. You can talk about spirit, but you don't have to be spiritual. Anybody could say spirit. I say, no, you become spiritual. Don't talk about it. Why? because then you know you are a piece of all that is, a piece of God, or whatever you want to call Krishna, anything you want to call, you're a piece of this. You cannot be separated. Nothing in the universe is separated. Okay, nothing. Everything is connected. We're connected. You're in India. I'm here in the United States. We're still connected because energy is everywhere. And when people know this, they stop being afraid. They start to recognize, I am a piece of God. I am a piece of Krishna. I'm a piece of the nature. I go, yeah, then you learn to live in harmony with it. So first, people have to learn spiritual, not talk about spiritual, live spiritual, not talk about it, okay? Number two, the new science, epigenetics, because the old science said genes control your life. And people say, oh, my genes give me a heart attack. My genes give me the cancer. I go, genes didn't do that. Consciousness did that. Genes, less than 1% of disease connected to genes. 99% environment and consciousness. You want to heal yourself? Don't touch the genes. Leave them alone. This is what we talked about. Ayurvedic medicine is living in harmony with the environment. And this is the most important part. So the world has to know two things. A, we're all spiritual. That means you can't kill another human because another human is also spiritual. And if you start killing humans, then you are killing the voice of God because each of us is a voice. But when you put all the voices together, then we represent the creation. And this is so important. You know, it was interesting when I was in India, the government was pushing, let's clean up the Ganga. I go, clean it up. Okay, so some people come out and they try to clean it up. But Swamiji says, the Ganga is the mother, and we are destroying the mother, and that we have to go help the mother. That's when the people showed up to clean up the water. They didn't show up because government said so. They showed up because spiritual connection to the mother. And that's the difference. They didn't act when they were just talking science, but they did act when they talk spirit. And so the world needs to know we're more than this. We are more than this. We are the spirit coming into here. I sometimes tell people the body is like TV set. The spirit is like the broadcast from the antennas. Okay, the spirit comes in and plays on the TV set. I say, when you watch a TV and the TV breaks, we say, TV is dead. I go, yeah, that's true. Did the broadcast die when the TV broke? No. Broadcast is always there. I say, what's the point? You can't die. You're not even in here. This is television set. Broadcast is you. You're the broadcast. And I go, but why is each person different? Meaning, as doctors, you know, you cannot put your cells or your tissues into another body, because when you put your cells or organs into another body, the other body immune system says not self. And the immune system will destroy the transplant. I go, how does the immune system know self? Where's the self? Because the immune system, you put your cells into somebody else, or they put cells into you. Your immune system goes, this is not me. I say, what is the immune system looking at to say what is self? On the surface of the cells, there are these like antennas. They're called receptors. They're proteins. They're like TV antennas. I go, what? They pick up a signal, and then that signal goes into the cell, and that signal controls the biology. I said, where's the signal? I said, the signal is in the energy. I said, what do you call the signal? That's when I started. I said, in physics, we call the signal field. In ancient understanding, the same field is also spirit. That we are spiritual energies having human experience. because they come into the body. I didn't believe in spirit when I was a scientist for 40, 50 years. I never believed in spirit. But when the cells showed me the antennas and the idea of the signal coming from outside, I said, oh, I'm a spirit, but I'm also a body. And then I ask a question to myself, science boy. Question: if I'm a spirit, why do I have a body? Why not just be the spirit? And my cells, 50 trillion cells, the answer come from the cells into my head. And the answer is funny, but you have to think about it. The answer the cell said to me, Bruce, if you're just a spirit, what does chocolate taste like? Now you have to think about that, because I said, what was the meaning? He said, this is, it gives vision, it gives smell, it gives taste, it's sound and feelings, temperature, emotions. I say, where do they come from? I say, the body makes these. And I say, so what? And I go, and this is the part, this is really new. They said, when we put wires on the head, we could read the brain. It's called electroencephalograph, EEG. And I say, people say, oh yeah, my thinking is in my head. There's a new device, magnetoencephalograph, MEG. I said, what's different? I say, it reads the brain. I say, yeah, but what's different? You ready? The probe is out here. It's not touching you. Probe is here. I say, you're reading the brain from out here? What does that mean? Stop for 1 second. I said, what does that mean? You read my brain and the probe is out here? I said, how can that be? You ready? Because your brain and your consciousness is broadcasting back to the field, your experience. And that's how I could read your brain activity, because you are not taking information in. That's not the only thing. You sending information out. I say, so where does that information go? I go, back to spirit. I say, why is that important? You ready? Karma. I say, what is karma? I say, you came with a spirit, you live your life, but you send the spirit back based on your life. And it changes you, the spirit. So I say, what does that mean? If I have a bad life, I send back bad vibration. And I change my spirit. And I want my spirit to have high vibration, so I come back again, reincarnation. I say, reincarnation? I go, yeah. Remember I said television set, broadcast, spirit, okay? I say television dies, spirit is still here. But if an embryo comes with the same antennas that you have right now, they're called self-receptors. Self-receptor, a bunch of them. These are receptors. I say, if an embryo has the same self-receptors you have right now, you're back, but a different TV set. The TV could be male or female. That's a TV. Could be white, brown, black, red, yellow. That's a TV. You are the spirit. You're not the TV. And the idea is, well, then why are we here? And the answer to me, because this is heaven. This is where you came to create. You are a creator. Every one of us is a creator. I say, are you creating love or are you creating fear? I say, that's a different creation. When you're creating love, harmony is in the system. When you create fear, disease is in the system. And we have to recognize, why are we here? And the answer is, some people say, when you die, you go to heaven. I go, no. When you're born into heaven. This is where you came to create and have experience. And when you die, you can leave with the experience, but you don't have the body anymore. It's the body that, we could have discussion. Give me discussion, what love? And you write all the nice words. I said, that's nice. I say, you only know what love is when you experience love. I go, oh, what's that? I say, that's body. When your body experiences the chemistry of love, then you have a whole different experience of life. And I go, so love, we could have discussion. Love, we could have experience. I say experience, it only comes from the body, because the body is the one that converts love into consciousness. It converts chemistry into thought. And I go, this is why we're here. And I go, then I say, well, if we're all creators, why is not the planet heaven on earth? Why do we have war? Why do we have pollution? Why do we have violence? I go, oh, because you ready? This is the answer. You ready? The brain is a computer. That's exactly what it is. Best computer humans ever know. I go, but it's a computer. I say what? I say, when we used to go to the store, buy a computer, you could take home the computer, you plug it in, and you push start. They word boot up, boots up, meaning the screen lights up. I say, okay, now do something. You got a brand new computer. Do something. You go, I can't. I said, what do you mean? You got a new computer. I say, first, you have to put the programs into the computer before you can use the computer. I said, programs? I said, yeah. I said, what programs do we need to know? And I go, how many rules do you have to know to be a member of a family? How many rules do you have to know to be a member of a community? How you behave, how you act, how you have to learn these things. I say, an infant, a baby can't read a book. An infant can't go to the school. I said, but they have to learn right away how to be a member of a family. They have to learn the rules, the program. I go, so we now know the first 7 years of a child's life, the brain is not in consciousness. That's a higher vibration. The brain is in theta, low vibration. I say, what is theta? I say, well, children that are in theta mix the imaginary world and the real world. That's theta, imagination. So they they pour nothing into the teacup. They drink the nothing, and they say, that's the best tea I ever had. And I go, that's imagination, that is theta. But theta is also hypnosis. I go, what do you mean? I say, well, if you want to learn to be a father, how do you learn that? I said, watch your father when you're a child. You will download just the father's behavior. You want to be like your mother? Watch your mother and download her behavior. So for 7 years, a child is like a video recorder. Whatever it sees, it downloads this program. So I said, where'd you get your program from? My father, my mother, my community. And I go, oh, that you got your program from them. And I go, it's maybe that program that you copied is not a good program. Maybe your father or your mother has a problem in life. I say, you're going to copy that too. Then I say, so 60%, big number, 60% of programs that we learn from family and community are disempowering, self-sabotaging, or limiting beliefs. 60% of the programs we have don't support us at all. 60% of the programs are why the world we live in is not healthy, why the world is not in harmony. Because the programs we are downloading from other people, we take their problems and make it ours. Now, I'll give a big example. People say cancer is caused by gene. I go, nope. No, there's not one gene. No, not one gene causes cancer. You show me a gene that if you have this gene, you automatically get cancer. I say, there's no gene that does that. I say, you get percentages. I say, let's say women who are afraid they carry breast cancer gene, BRCA gene. I say, women think, oh my, I got the gene, I'm going to get cancer. I go, 50% of the women that have the gene never get the cancer. There's an important point, and that is possession of the gene doesn't mean you get cancer. You could have the gene and never get the cancer. I say, so where does the cancer come from? not from the gene, from the life that is not in harmony. That's where cancer comes from. And if you want to get rid of cancer, you don't kill the cells because they're not a problem. The cells are a symptom. What do I mean? I say they're the result of a problem, cancer. I say, where's the problem? Consciousness. The gene does not cause this. And a favorite friend of mine, her name is Anita Moorjani. Maybe you know the book, Dying to Be Me.
Yes.
It's a lesson for everyone on this planet. That woman's story is a lesson for everyone. She had cancer 4 years. And at the end, they had a machine to keep the breathing and the heart going because the body stopped working. She was so thin, so skinny. The cancer around her neck and around her groin and the lymphoid organs were swelling so much you could see the lumps of cancer on her. She was, the last day of her life, the doctor said, she's in a coma. She's out. You bring the family because this means that she's going to die. And when she was out, she had an experience with her father who died before. And she she upset the whole family because she was in arranged marriage, okay? And 2 days or so before the marriage, she says, I'm not going to do it. And the family was so embarrassed because all the people looked at the family and said, oh, Anita, run away. She's not getting married. And she thought that her father lost the love, that she was afraid that her father would no longer love her anymore. And the fear is what caused the cancer. When she had the coma, she had an outside body. She meets her father, and her father says, no, I always love you. There was no loss of love, nothing, no. So she came back with no fear, no loss of love. And the last day of her life, because the doctor said, when she is in a coma, it's over. And when she came back from that experience, out of body, she came back, the cancer disappeared. The moment that she woke up, they had to take the machines off because the moment she woke up, her body is working. And in 3 weeks, cancer is gone. The doctors can't find any of the cancer. The doctor said, cancer is in there somewhere. Anita says, nope, there's no more cancer. And she today is alive, and I just lectured with her last week because I say, Anita Moorjani is like the story of biology of belief. She had cancer the last day of her life, and people should know this. You could go to the very last day of her life, change your mind, and you can come right back to health again. And her story is so important. That's why I love to lecture with her, because I talk about biology of belief, but Anita Moorjani lived the biology of belief. She changed her belief and the cancer disappeared. And I want people to know that, because I say you don't have to kill the cancer cells with radiation. You don't have to kill them with chemotherapy. You have to change the thinking. The cancer will go away on its own. And this is, to me, the example of the work you are doing. It's, to me, the example of epigenetics. It's the example of consciousness controlling biology. And it shows how powerful we are when we understand the source of the problem. Don't look down here. That's not where the problem starts. Problem starts here. And those doctors like you that understand this are the ones that can help heal the world. But if I'm a conventional doctor and I say, okay, time for chemotherapy, you know, people don't know. If I did not have cancer, I was just a healthy person, and you gave me chemotherapy and radiation, you could kill me. I go, what? I say, chemotherapy, radiation, if you're healthy, that process kills you. I say, why would I put that into a sick person? They're already sick. Why would I give them the poison? And the answer is no, there's a holistic way of doing it. And it really is, don't do these pharmaceutical I am not a friend of the pharmaceutical company. I saw how they changed the education in medical school because I was a professor in medical school. And the pharmaceutical got the money, and they changed the education to support pharmaceutical. Doctors, students learn, oh, get the drug. I say, do they learn about consciousness? No. Do they learn about placebo? No. Do they even know nocebo? They don't even know what nocebo is. I go, education is programmed by pharmaceutical company. And in India, they're giving pharmaceuticals to everyone. And a lot of the doctors, people don't know, they make the money from the prescription. And a lot of people say, oh, the pharmaceutical company is to help me. I go, no, the pharmaceutical company doesn't care. As long as you buy the drug, they don't care if you're well, you're sick. They just want you to buy the drug. They're not your friend. They'll sell you a drug. True story. I talk to pharmaceutical executives. I say, they make a new drug and they test it. And they find that some people die. Some people die from this drug. I say, you think, okay, they will not sell the drug? No. They find out how much money they're going to make when they sell the drug, and then subtract the lawsuit, where they got sued for the drug. And if they still make a profit, they don't care. They're going to sell the drug, knowing people are going to die, but they care. That's okay. We can pay for it. I go, whose friend is pharmaceutical company? I go, their own friend, their company. They make money. I say, what if you're healthy? I say, they don't make any money. So you think the drugs are going to heal you? I say, no. The drugs are going to keep you in a state of not full health. Why? Because you have to buy more, and you buy more. I go, are these drugs helpful? One of the biggest selling drugs is statin for cholesterol. I say, okay, now that we have research, how effective is statin? You ready? Maybe 3%. I said, what does that mean? I say 3 people out of 100 people take the drug. 3 people have benefit. I go, that's a small percent. I go, but worse, you ready? How many people take statin and have side effects? Oh, 20%. I say 20% take the drug and get sick. 3% take the drug and get well. I go, I wouldn't use the drug. Why would I use that drug? It only works for the very end stage of heart disease, very end. If you're not at the end, statin drugs actually 20% will give you side effects that are harmful. And only 3% will get any benefit from this. So they're selling 97% of the drug to people that don't need it. I say, how long do I need to take the drug? And they go, how long do you want to live? And I go, uh-oh, that means you want me to take the drug the rest of my life? I go, now that's a drug dealer. That's an evil drug dealer, because they're charging people the money, even though the drug doesn't work, except for 3 people out of 100. I go, are they your friend? I go, no, they're selling the drug. They don't care anything about you. We have to change that consciousness, because everyone thinks, oh, the drug company is going to save me. And I go, nope, drug company is going to make money. That's all it is. And I'm not a friend of the drug company, because the new science says holistic healing is the healing of harmony. Disease is disharmony, dis-ease, disharmony. Holistic healing, harmony. Health is harmony. Disease, disharmony. Simple. That's simple. And yet everybody wants to put the chemicals inside and change the chemicals. I go, you're killing yourself. Listen to the number. You ready? 300,000 US citizens die every year from prescription drugs. 300,000 people die from prescription drugs. In the US, they have a legal drug problem. and they have war on drugs, illegal drugs. I say, how many people die from illegal drugs? I say 34,000. I say 300,000 people die from legal drugs. 34,000 die from, there's 300,000 die from legal drugs. 34,000 die from illegal drugs. We have a war on illegal drugs, but 300,000 people go, well, that's the cost of doing medicine. They say, that's just the way medicine is. I go, that's too much cost. 300,000 people dying from pharmaceutical drugs. That's a crime. It's a crime. And yet they got money. They advertise here. They advertise the billboards in India. I've been through many of the cities, all the billboards got the new medicine, and I go, you had the healing understanding from the beginning. Why are you taking pharmaceuticals? You lost the belief in your own Ayurvedic medicine? I think that's the problem. I say we have to go back when doctors were healers. Today, doctors just carry the prescription. Here, take a prescription, take a prescription. That's not doctor, that's drug dealer. I'm sorry, I talk a lot. Okay.
No, sir, we are enjoying your talk. This is really amazing, and saying so openly and so authentically, it's very rare. And yes, we always say that the things has changed and medical education is guided by the pharmaceutical companies. What doctors will study, how they will practice, the curriculum is decided by the medical companies. Sir, there is, Bruce, there is one hypothetical question we ask everyone. Most of the persons, this question. Just imagine that Bruce has been made the WHO secretary, and you are taking a meeting of all the health ministers of all the countries to transform the medical education. So what will be the 3 top priorities you will change in the medical education? It's in your hand. You can change.
Yeah. Well, the 2 things I would emphasize is the 2 things I already said that are most important, but people don't know. Number 1, there is spirituality. Science, not belief, not go to the temple, not go there. I say belief is the religion part, okay? And I say, but science is now showing that it is real. There is a spirit, there is an energy. And I say, don't talk about energy, live energy. When I first understood how the cells were taking information from the environment and then controlling genes, I said, oh my goodness, if you understand how this works, you could create the most wonderful life on this planet. So I get some people together and I say, let me tell you how to create the beautiful life. And they look at me and they go, Lipton, for a guy who says you know how to create a beautiful life, your life doesn't look so beautiful. I go, oh, I'm talking the story. I am not walking the story. I could talk from the top of my head. This is the science. This is the science. But I didn't take the science and put it down into my own body, meaning I have to change my belief system. I have to own that I am here. Why? Special reason. Why? To experience the planet, to create. And I go, if I'm a creator, then how come all the mess around here? I go, oh, now you're creating from program. And the program came from other people. So you're not creating what you want. You're creating what you believe from the program. So I say, we got to change the program, number 1. Number 2 is the other one. People say, my life is controlled by genes. I didn't pick the genes. I can't change the genes. And then you say genes turn on and off by themselves. I say, what does that make me? Victim. My genes control me. I do not control my genes. Oh, there's cancer in the family. I'm going to be a victim. I'm going to get a cancer. And I go, we program people to be victims with the old science. But the new science, epigenetics, says no, change your environment, change your belief, and you will change your life. I say, where's the chemistry? I say, the brain will make the chemistry. Just keep your hands out there. The brain knows how to do this. Okay. So the two things, again, I would say first we emphasize everything is spiritual. And what you do now affects your life because you're sending it back to the source karma. And the next time you come in, you have a different energy. You got to bring it back again. Karma. You didn't do well in the past. Now you have a chance to correct the past. And so we can do that. And then we also have to know that my thoughts are controlling my genes. I have negative thought, I have negative genes. That's a simple law. It's a straightforward. And everybody blaming the body. The cells are stupid. I go, the cells created us. We came from cells. So don't blame the cells as stupid. They're smarter than we are. The cells know how to do things we don't even know how to do yet. The cells create energy. The cells control the whole system. When you're working in harmony, 50 trillion cells are working together like a community in love. But when you are in disharmony, when your mind is not supporting you, when you're living out of balance, you're changing the community and causing problem inside the community. As I said, 50 trillion cells, every cell, here's the point. You look at the human body, I say, tell me a new function in the human body that was not here before. I go, almost every cell, except red blood cells, that's the big one. Almost every cell has what? Respiratory, digestive, nervous system, reproductive system, musculoskeletal system. Cells even have immune system called ubiquitin. I go, so why? I said, what does that mean? I say, there's nothing new in this body. Everything this body does is because cells can do it. So I say, well, the cells were the ones that created us. So when people look at cells as being stupid, I go, you got the wrong picture. They're smarter than we are. They know how to make harmony. They know how to hold 50 trillion. When you're a happy, healthy human, you have 50 trillion citizens. All those cells happy. When you're not in a good place, you make the community fall apart. It's like the mind is the government, the cells are the population. And we all know from history, you have a good government, you have a good population. You have a bad government, you have a destructive population. And government, good or bad, is up here, and holistic health treats this balance of being in nature, being in harmony with nature, having thoughts in harmony with nature, living your life in harmony with nature, eating natural, organic food, not the chemical food that the spray the crops. I go, in the farm, the farmers wear hazard suit and they're spraying the crops with stuff. I said, why are you wearing hazard suit? Well, the spray is toxic. Then why the hell are you spraying my food? Nobody asked that question. I go, the farmer has to wear a protective suit to spray the food you're going to eat. What does that mean? Don't eat it. Go back. Let's go back to the earth and learn to live in harmony, because we destroy the environment. And then I give a secret now. Ready? Secret.
Yes.
You don't need food to stay alive. What? Food is where I get the energy. I go, no. New science, new. In the skin, we have pigment called melanin. Now I'm going to give you a first story, then I'll talk about it. Chernobyl, the nuclear reactor explodes, right? And nobody could live anywhere near the nuclear reactor, danger zone, okay? But every month they send a robot with a camera, and the robot goes into the reaction chamber, looks what's going on. In the first 2 years, nothing was there. But then guess what? Black mold was growing on the wall. I said, black mold. I said, yeah, like in the shower, on the shower curtain, or, where we have high humidity in there, the mold is black mold. I said, well, what makes it black? I go, melanin, the same pigment that we have in our skin. I go, so what? Well, the scientists are saying, The fungus is growing in the reactor area. How can anything live in the reactor area? So they studied the melanin. Melanin in your skin or in the fungus is a crystal. I go, so what? It takes energy from the atmosphere and converts it into biological fuel. So the melanin in the fungus is taking radioactivity and turning it into biological fuel. It's growing in the reactor. And I go, oh, now guess what? They did the study and they say 85% of the energy we use every day didn't come from food. It came just like plants take the energy out of the atmosphere and convert it into biology. So we have a group of people around the world. Think about it. They call themselves breatharian. I said, breatharian, what's that? They say, they don't eat. Oh, some of them might eat some saltine or cracker. I go, that's not supersize me meal. They eat hardly anything, but they're healthy. They have energy. They do everything. And I said, well, then how are they living? They're not eating the food. The answer is they're just taking the energy out of the environment. I say, you know, it's funny. In Africa, the people are starving and they're dying. I say, why are they dying, not eating food? Why are breatharians living and doing well, not eating food? What's the difference? The Africans have fear. The fear, if I do not eat, I will die. And if there's no food, the fear makes it worse, okay? So important part is this. We do not need to eat the food, the amount that we eat. We should eat 15% of the food. Don't eat any more than that. I go, so what does that mean? I say, we don't have to wipe out the rainforest so we can make hamburgers. We don't need that. We leave the rainforest. That's what keeps the planet healthy. And we cut down the rainforest to make hamburgers because people think you need to eat. And here's the joke. You ready? When you burn fuel like gasoline in a car, don't breathe the exhaust pipe. The exhaust from fuel burning is toxic. Carbon monoxide, other waste products. I say, you don't put your mouth around the exhaust pipe and breathe the exhaust. It's toxic. When you burn food, digestion is also exhaust. It's called free radical. I say free radical. These are charged atoms that they punch a hole in the cell. They could kill the cells. I say, so the more food you eat, the more free radicals you have. The more free radicals you have, the more you destroy the cells. So science has recognized the truth, and that is we should have a life of over 150 years normal life. I said, then how come life is 70, 80, 90 years? And they go, because we eat too much food. We don't need the food, but the belief is I need the food. So the Africans with that belief, no food, they die. Breatharians, they do better. Yes, there you go. Thank you for that so much. I so appreciate that, Dr. Rami. Thank you, because that's the picture. You do not, the food we eat only is 15% of the energy. 85% of the energy from melanin. Evolution makes us more efficient. It doesn't make us worse. Eating supersized meal, cutting the rainforest down, destroying the environment to grow monocrops of food is destroying nature, but it's also when we eat the food, destroying ourselves. And we have to change. And I do believe that this is covered in Ayurvedic medicine and holistic health. You're the ones that can tell me because you're the practitioners of that. I just have the consciousness of it. And I go, I only eat natural food. I don't want to go to the grocery store and buy the chemical food. Nope. I want to eat the natural food. And I want to live in harmony. So I make sure the plants around me, I treat them well, I grow them. I want nature to grow. I don't want to kill it. and yet we're killing nature. And so I said, well, then who's going to help me? And I go, how about holistic doctor? Holistic doctor, yeah. He wants you to do what? Holistic doctor wants you to live in harmony. And I go, is this not the whole foundation of Ayurvedic medicine, to live in harmony? I hope it is, because that's where I want to go. And we need to know that now, because the world is destroying, we are destroying the world by changing nature. And we believe, oh, we have control, we control nature. I go, no, nature controls you. So you better start to listen to the real boss, nature, not to the pharmaceutical people who say, I can control you. I go, your chemicals kill me. They don't control me, they kill me. And I want people to stay away from pharmaceuticals. I want people to stay away from industrial farming. I want them to go back. And this is why I was so involved with Organic India, because the mission was to grow the healthiest biodynamic food. And it was in India. And Modi even called us in the beginning when he got elected for advice. So we give them the advice about organic food. You know who was upset? The economy guy. He says, how are we going to make money if you're just growing organic? You need to grow big industrial farm. I go, that's where the problem is. But the economic guy said, organic food, nice story, but it does not make economy. So they never pushed to go to biodynamic. And that is, I mean, if India does it, the world will change. India got 2 billion people in there or so. It's like they make a difference on the world. In fact, there's a list of countries, and they say, how much materials or raw materials does a country need to survive? So the US, to live in the US, it takes 2 planet Earths, 2 planet Earths to provide just for the people, because they use so much of the ingredients of the planet. And there are other ones even worse. Australia's even worse. Australia's like, I think, 4 planet Earths to live in Australia. I say, what about India? 1/2 of a planet to feed all of India. US, 2 planets. Australia, 3, 4 planets. All the rest of them are 2, 3, 4. And then you get down to the bottom, India. India only needs 1/2 a planet to provide for itself. And therefore I say, people of the world, you want to understand balance and harmony, holistic health, then you're really going to have to understand how people in India are living with the least amount of resources of all the other countries of the planet. Because if we don't go to that level, the way we are living, nature is falling apart, and that's why we're having extinction. I go, extinction is something new? I say, 15 years, science tells the public, you are not in harmony. You are destroying the environment. You are creating what is called 6 mass extinction of life. I go, what do you mean? I say, 5 times in the history of the planet, life was thriving. And then some event wiped out up 90% of life. 5 different times life was going, and then something happened, and then 90% disappeared. The last mass extinction was 66 million years ago. That's when the dinosaurs were here. And the planet was forests and jungles and everything. And a comet, a big comet, hit near Mexico. The comet was so big that it destroyed the web of life. All the dinosaurs disappeared. 75% of life disappeared. I go, that was the last mass extinction. And the 5 mass extinctions that happened before this one were natural events. Today, 6 mass extinction, human behavior is destroying nature. And that until we learn to live in harmony, we're going extinct. And I say, so what are we doing? I say, well, here's the part people don't see. I say, the world is falling apart. Every country in the world got some global issue going on, whether it's economic, racial, religious, environmental. Problems are everywhere. COVID, whatever. I go, what's going on? The world is in all these problems. I go, this is nature telling us we must change the way we are living, because the way we are living is destroying nature, and we are not above nature. We are nature. So when nature gets broken, so are we. So the world is falling apart. And people are going, oh, the world falling apart. I go, great. What do you mean, great? I go, if it doesn't fall apart, then the civilization we're in now is creating its own end. We are causing our own extinction. And that's human behavior. I say, so how are you going to change? I say, first of all, you have to change human behavior. I go, well, look at the world falling apart. Why? Because the civilization that we're in is causing the problem. You want to build a new civilization, you have to let that one fall apart because it's broken. That's why we have a problem. And while the old one is falling apart, we should be over here building a new one. The famous philosopher Buckminster Fuller, the futurist, he said, don't go in and try to change the old system. He said, get outside and build a new system, and the people will come. And you, me, the community, Anita Morjani, my friends that are lecturing, all of us are saying what you are saying. There's another way to create health and harmony, and it's not the conventional way, because the conventional way is the problem. And so when it's falling down, people are afraid, oh, it's falling down. I go, this is a good sign, because if it doesn't fall down and we continue the way we're going, I say, when's that extinction coming? Ready? 20 or 30 years. It is now recognized by science. NASA in the United States, the big space thing, NASA research, 2016 said, and I quote, now listen, industrial civilization, that's the one we're in. Industrial civilization is facing, and I underline it, industrial civilization is facing an irreversible collapse within the next couple of decades. I go, when's that? I said, 20 years. And it's falling apart. I said, well, look out the window. It's falling apart right now. And I say, in 20 years, this structure will not be the same, because this structure is causing extinction. The only way we're going to live is those people who get out of the system and say, let's go over here and build a new system. Holistic health is the new system compared to allopathic health, which is the old system. And therefore, it says that I'm very honored to be talking with you, Sandeep and Rami. And I'm so happy to talk with you, because you represent the future. You represent to say, how can I bring health to this world? And I say, let go of that old story. That old story is causing the problem. So I want to say thank you. Thank you, because you and your community are the ones that said, step outside. Don't go into that one. Come to the new one. And the new one is not the new one. The new one is the ancient one. And I'm so excited to be here with you, because I know you give me hope. You give me hope, because the more people that come and see you, the more people that are going to recover their health and recover a different way of living. And I know that, a doctor does treatment, but a doctor originally is educator. That was the original name, doctor, educator. And I say, your job is not just to treat the people. Your job is to educate them and help them get out of self-destruction and start creating the better world. And so there's no higher honor than I can think of, being a holistic practitioner in a world to save the lives of those people that are caught up in the old belief system. And so again, hey, I'm happy and honored to be here with you, because to me, that's where the answers are. And you guys are the answer people.
Thank you. It was really, really amazing. We waited for near about, we are following you, sending the mails from last 1 year. And this is the day that everything our brains has been culminated, and we are listening you face to face. And yes,
I would love that. I would love to go. I'd like to meet you in Rishikesh. Why? It's the holy land that I've been to that changed my life enough to say, people say, oh, India, that's all backward. I go, no, India was the intelligent one. Let's go back and listen to the masters of India. Everything in your literature is a story of ancient way of understanding harmony and community. And this is what the world is missing, because the world today is Darwin. Darwin. I say, what is Darwin? Well, Darwin did not create the theory of evolution. People say Darwin and evolution. I go, evolution was science 50 years before Darwin was already science. Darwin was, this is his belief how evolution occurred. I said, what does he believe? He said, life is a struggle with competition to survive. I go, if that's the way you wake up in the morning, that's a scary world. If you wake up and the first thing is life is a struggle, why the hell do I want to wake up? I go, life is not a struggle. That's a belief system. But I say, but we took that belief system, made science out of it. I say, then what do we have? Competition. I say, everywhere is competition. I say, competition leads to violence. Violence leads to war. Competition is my people are better than your people. Competition. I go, that is completely wrong. Darwin is completely wrong. The science of evolution was not from Darwin. It was from a French man called Jean-Baptiste de Lamarck. Lamarck. I go, why? His theory of evolution, 1809, first scientific theory. Darwin, 1859, 50 years later. I said, what did Lamarck say? You ready? He said, think about this. Animals and environment match each other. I said, what do you mean? I say, you don't find a polar bear in Africa. You don't find orchids in Antarctica. I go, wherever animals are, they fit the environment. So he said, oh my goodness, the environment is influencing the evolution of the animals. So all of a sudden, it wasn't the genes the animal had, it was the environment that was adjusting the animals to live in different places. And this is exactly what it's all about. Then I say, so what does it mean? It said, the environment is who we are. And I said, look at the environment. I said, what's happening? I said, it's collapsing. I go, yeah, but why? I said, because of us. We forgot. We're the gardeners. And so the important understanding of Lamarck is it's today's science. Lamarck was a science of epigenetics. He said environment is controlling the genes, not the genes controlling the organism, environment controlling the genes, which then control the organism. So the control did not come from the genes, came from the environment. And this is so critical. And I'm so happy that
Bruce,
you give me an opportunity to
I would
say
like
that.
to ask one question. You
Yes.
said that it's consciousness which is the running the body or running the system. So what are the ways to improve the consciousness? How to grow the consciousness?
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge. This is why I said you're doctors, you treat people. But I said, more important, you're educators. Knowledge. You have to educate them because their education is broken. They got the wrong education. They watch a TV, they get a story. I go, this is not that's not real. And the only time we need people who speak truth. And Ayurvedic medicine, holistic healing, this has been truth for 1,000 years. And I say, we got to go back. There's a joke, America, not America, but everywhere. The joke is, I know, from a writer, a humor writer called Mark Twain. He wrote like Huckleberry Finn and things like that. And he had a statement, and his statement was this: when I was young, my father was dumb. But as I got older, my father got smarter. And the point is this: we may look back a few years ago and say, what about Ayurvedic? Oh, they know nothing. They know nothing. They're dumb. They're from old time ago. And I go, today, we look back at the same one and go, no, they were smart. We didn't understand it, but now we are beginning to understand. And that history has already given us the lesson. And the point is, you want to understand how to deal with it, then go back in the history. We don't have to take a gamble on the future. I said the history already showed us. I said Native Americans, we are gardeners. That's what they said. Ayurvedic medicine, it's environment. It's all of this is important. I go, we already know this. We just have to understand they were smart, and now we must honor them. We must go back to the ancient. Some people say, well, what did they know? That was a long time ago. I go, they knew the answer then. Now we need to relearn the answer. And India was the beginning. You know, they even talk about, I don't know, I'm not a religious guy, but even that Jesus went to India to learn about spirituality. And people, they don't even understand that where did he get this knowledge? It wasn't him. He went to India and lived in India for a period of time and came back to his home with the knowledge he carried from India. And that was the foundation of the spirituality that he talked about. And I think that to me is like, well, I've seen both sides. I used to teach in the medical school, but I now know I will never, never do that again, because the education in medical school is controlled by the pharmaceutical money. And all of a sudden, it's not a free education. Now it's controlled education. And all doctors are taught before how to help a patient. Oh, here's a prescription. Give them this drug for this. Oh, here's another illness. Oh, give them this drug for that illness. Oh, here's another. Give them this drug. That's what they teach in medical school. Do they teach consciousness? No. Do they teach environment? No. Do they really teach nutrition? Well, they're beginning a little bit, but that's not the emphasis. And it's like they're missing the point. They're selling product. That's what they sell. I don't want to be involved with them. I want to be involved with you.
Yes.
Because
let's create awareness of consciousness in the society, in the humanity. We are doing this. We are trying to do this. And we invite you whenever you are visiting India next time.
yes,
we will meet and we will host some program, some public program. If
I would love to do that.
if
I
you
would
time
love to do
permits.
that. Because the point is this. I also want to do what you're doing, and that is educate.
Yes.
And I want people to take their power back, because they didn't realize they were programmed in that first 7 years, and that 95% of their life is coming from the program as a child. And unless we change that program, they're going down, they're falling off the mountain here. People are dropping off the world because they don't know how to live in harmony, because it's not in the program. And I think this is the most important part, is start with the children and start to give them a program of power, not a program of victim. And we're giving them victim. So to me, let's change that.
Yes. And Bruce, I want to thank you. In fact, I was happy after reading Mountain of Love Production.
I always look at that because I lived on the mountain. They always talk like the guru goes about. I live on the mountain, and I look down, and I see the beautiful world below. And when I look through my eyes, I see heaven. I see beauty. I see all that. If I go down the mountain and I deal with the people, the heaven seems to disappear. I have to go up and get a higher view and then look down. And that's all we need. Why did the guru go to the top? Because it's a vision you could see bigger. The bottom vision, you only see what's close. Top vision, you see all. And so I'm honored. I'm honored that the universe gave me a vision. I didn't create my science. I studied the science. I studied the cells. I watched the cells for years. I, changed their environment. Watch what happened. Understand. They are the ones that taught me spirituality. They are the ones that taught me environment. So I owe everything to the cells. And I said, that's why I joked before. People say, cells, they can't be too smart. I go, they created us. That's how smart they are. So honor the cells. They're more intelligent than we are at this point.
Your
Thank you very
excitement,
much.
your energy level, Bruce, is so amazing.
You don't want to complete and end the session, but yes, there is a limit for time also. And this was really, really very energetic, informative, and pranam and namaskar to your cells and spirit, Bruce. This is
I am the one that is honored. I'm the one, and I said, the big awakening was going to Rishikesh at the foothills, of the mountains, the Ganga and everything. Swimming in the cold Ganga that's blue-green because it just came from the glacier. It's so cold. The temperature outside was 100 degrees or something. I jump in the water, it was like 50 degrees. It was like, but you just go under the water and you come up and you say, Jai Ganga. And you do that a few times, and guess what? Then the water is not cold anymore. That was it. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for carrying the tradition. Thank you for not becoming a victim of that pharmaceutical people, because I do not trust them. And thank you for carrying forth the wisdom from ancient Ayurvedic understanding and bring it into today's world. It is a healthy vision, and I am honored to have been there. I'm honored to have learned there. And I'm just honored that nature has given me a vision of something so important about creating a wonderful, happy life. And I love my life. Matter of fact, I wrote a book called The Honeymoon Effect. And I say, what was that? And I say, how come your life is blah, 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 blah. And then you meet somebody and the next day, oh, I'm so in love. Life is beautiful. I go, you blah, blah, blah. And then 24 hours, your life is beautiful. And you know what? Because science has recognized the first time in our lives, we stop playing the program and we start being the creator that we are. And I say, when people fall in love, they're not playing the program. I say, what are they doing? They're creating. I say, what do they create? Honeymoon, heaven on earth. I go, heaven on earth was always here. It was the program that prevented you from saying, when you fall in love, you stop playing the program for some period of time. And that's when you become the real creator. What did you create? Heaven. Life was so beautiful when you fell in love. It was like, oh, love is that. I go, yes, that's always here. It's only the program that we downloaded before 7 that takes us away from that heaven. And that's why, in addition to treatment, education is important to say, you are a creator. If you don't like the creation, you have to change the consciousness, because the consciousness is the creator.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for your time and thank you for your wisdom. We will meet again once you are in India.
I really hope so. And I just want to acknowledge again and again how important your work is, because it's evolution you are teaching. Evolution. Re-empower. Give the power back to the people, because other people stole it. And I want you to continue what you're doing, because that is the answer. Simple.
Thank you, Bruce. You're the thought spirit, and we're just falling. And yes, we together will transform and trying to transform the things, and for the Mother Nature will grow, and people will learn that we are the gardeners. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me talk with you. I so appreciate it. Okay. I
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and wake up tomorrow and see the heaven that you are creating. And I appreciate you. I love you for what you're doing. The planet loves you for what you are doing. Thank you. And to thank everybody out there who is going to take your message and create a better life. That's evolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye for now.
We'll meet again. Thank you very much.